everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Saul Lopez and I am an award-winning content creator based here in Los Angeles. If this is your first time on my channel, I put out a video every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, gearing towards educational content for freelance photographers and videographers. In today's video, I'm going to be speaking about how I shot Lil Nas X in concert. Roll the intro. Before we get into the details of how this video was shot, I want to show you the final video that made it onto Spotify's Hot Country Instagram account. 1, 2, 3, let's go! 1, 2, 3, sing the song, go! Can't nobody tell me nothing. What you say? Louder, let's go! This video was actually shot with Happy Monday. Happy Monday is a creative agency based out of Brooklyn, New York. I spoke about them in the video that I put out back in May about how Schoolboy Q almost shot down my drone while playing golf. And if you haven't seen that video, I'm actually gonna link it right here, so go click on that. But yeah, I've actually been working with Happy Monday for almost 2 years, and something that I really enjoy about working with them is that they get to shoot a lot of really cool events, and they're just amazing people to work with, and Spotify just happens to be one of their biggest clients, which is super casual. For this project, we actually flew out to Nashville, Tennessee. This was my first time ever in Nashville, and it was actually during the Country Music Awards. It was a weekend-long festival that happens in downtown Nashville. There's a bunch of people that just come out, all country music fans from all around the world, come to Nashville for this one weekend during the awards, and they kind of just have fun, eat some good food, and listen to some good music. Spotify actually created its own Spotify house in this bar, restaurant type of venue called Old Red, which is actually owned by Blake Shelton. So it was actually just a really cool event. The weekend was just jam-packed with country music artists, from morning all the way until night, and we were tasked to create recap videos just covering the whole event. You know, we made recap videos for each artist, we made recap videos for the venue, we made daily recaps that encompassed the whole day's worth of activity. So it was honestly just a lot of running around, but it was so much fun. Lil Nas X, for anyone that doesn't know, had like the biggest song in the history of music last year, Old Town Road. And this was back in May of 2019, which is when the song was just kind of at its peak of popularity, and there was that like sort of debate whether it was a country song or a rap song, and like the billboards weren't placing it on the charts for country. Regardless, it was just like really prime time for this song, and it was just a really cool thing to be able to shoot a recap for. Like, this was shot on that Saturday of the whole music festival, and every morning we would receive a briefing of all the artists that were going to be performing and what sort of deliverables we had to create for that day. And that morning we heard that Lil Nas X was going to be performing in the evening with Billy Ray Cyrus. So as soon as I saw that and I heard that from the producer, I was just like super hyped. Like, I was just really looking forward to it. Not that I'm not a country music fan, but it's not my preferred genre. But I think after this weekend, it really made me appreciate the music even more so. But I myself am a huge rap fan, hip hop fan. So it was just really cool to be able to shoot a video for Lil Nas X at the peak of popularity of this song. So jumping into this video, there's a little moment in the video where I'll pause it right here and encircle myself, but I actually show up in the video for a brief second just to prove to everyone that I was actually there. But shooting this video, there was actually 3 videographers. So it was myself, I was kind of shooting right in the front of the crowd, front row. Then we had Ronnie, who was on stage behind Lil Nas X and Billy Ray Cyrus. Way in the back, we had a third angle shot by Mukit, who at the time was the intern for Happy Monday. And the special thing about this video is it actually had to be turned around that same evening. So in the media room, we actually had Ali, who I interviewed in one of my Behind the Lens videos. And if you haven't seen that, link right here. But he was just in the media room editing in real time. So the 3 of us would be shooting all these different performances. And as we would finish, we would run down the memory cards to him, dump them all out, and he would be pumping out these recaps that were going on Spotify's Instagram account, on their feed, on their story. So it was just a really hectic and mildly stressful event. But for this performance, it was actually the final performance of the evening. It was on the rooftop, and originally it was going to be outside on this deck patio area, but there was like a torrential downpour that was happening. It was like raining really, really hard. So they moved the event into the indoor space on the rooftop at like the very last second. So we show up, we kind of get placed there like 15 minutes before Lil Nas X is scheduled to go on. And the director, Atif, who is the creative director of Happy Monday, he actually had me stand in the front row to get that main front angle. One thing that I didn't like about shooting this festival is that I'm just a really tall person. I'm 6'2", and when you're shooting concerts, events, you kind of have to like be in the front row. So I just felt really bad for everyone behind me because I was kind of just like covering their view a lot of the time. Like, it's just a really awkward interaction to have. So if you ever get to shoot concerts, just make sure to be courteous and nice to people, because some of these people had been waiting like hours just to see some of these artists, and then my tall ass just like came in and like blocked their view. So that wasn't like the most exciting conversation to have. So anyways, I get placed in the front row and I'm just kind of instructed to get that main angle. Lil Nas X, he actually only performed Old Town Road. That was the only song that he performed along with Billy Ray. So we kind of had to get all the shots that we needed to in this one song. So it was kind of a lot of pressure, but not really. If you kind of shot concerts, you kind of know what to expect. So we actually started in the press room, the green room area, where Lil Nas was kind of interacting with all the different artists that were there. So that was just kind of cool, just to see him in his own element, just kind of interacting with people and getting some cool, just candid shots of him. And then we followed him up to the rooftop where we shot the performance of it. The entire thing was shot in 60 frames per second. I think it's kind of important to shoot like performances like this in 60 frames per second, just if you want to slow some of the footage down and get some really nice slow motion. So that was really cool. And the video ended up being, 30 seconds. It went on the Spotify Instagram feed. It went on the Hot Country Instagram feed. So it was just kind of cool to see a piece of work that we filmed that night go up like 2 hours later for all these people to like enjoy and feel like they were a part of, even if they weren't attending in person. All right, so I hope you enjoyed that video of how I shot Lil Nas X in Nashville, Tennessee. Huge thank you to Happy Monday again for having me and just including me in some of their projects. Loved working with them. Final thing, this month I will be posting every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So if you want to learn more about photography, videography, freelancing, please subscribe. Would really mean a lot and appreciate the support. Hope you're staying safe out there, and I will see you on Friday. Thanks so much.
I might just hit it through. That's on my element. I like dark skins, love a melanin, talk, pushing the tongue when I'm stepping in.